This is the story of how we went from this to this in 1 year. It's not luck. It's a philosophy that if you follow will change your life forever. We call it rise and grind. And it all started right here in this bedroom. I never went to school for business. In fact, I don't even have a high school diploma. Today I run multiple seven-figure businesses, and this is what I know. If you want to win, you gotta play the long game. It took me years to learn this lesson. I grew up always wanting more than what I had. But at the same time, I was completely terrified of actually going after what I wanted. You see, when I was young, I had two choices: join the military or go to jail. I joined the army and I learned a lot about myself in the military. For starters, I learned that I didn't like being told what to do by people that knew less than me. So I got out, started my first business, and realized that I didn't know anything about business. The fact is, I was still scared. Scared of failure, scared of success, scared of everything. The one thing that kept me up at night wasn't the fear of failure, but the thought of regret. What would happen if I played it safe? What if I did everything the world asked of me? What if I got a job, paid off my debt, got married, bought a house, got a couple kids, and got a really nice car? What if I did all those things and then one day I was lying in bed at 65 years old and my entire life flashed before my eyes? Would I be filled with regret, or would I have no regrets because I played it safe? I couldn't live with myself knowing that I didn't even try. So one day I decided to take control of my future. I had been trading stocks for fun and made some good money doing it. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go all in on this. That meant no girlfriend, no distractions, just work. I rented out my room to make ends meet, and the rest was history. I haven't looked back since. And look, I'm not sitting here telling you to move in with your parents and grind for a couple years until you become successful. I'm just saying you need to understand why you're grinding. You need a reason so big that it scares you. Because if you want to win, you got to pay the price. For example, right now, every single morning I wake up between 4 and 5 a.m. depending on what time I went to sleep the night before. I get straight to work. Start answering emails. Start creating content. And I try to get as much done as possible before anyone else in my company shows up. This means sacrificing time with my family and friends, sacrificing the things that are most important to other people. And if I'm honest, sometimes I feel like I'm missing out, but then I remember why I'm doing this. My son looks up to me, and if I quit, he might think it's okay to quit when things get tough. I don't want him to go through life as a quitter. I want him to be the best version of himself. And that requires sacrifice. Sacrifice for our family, sacrifice for our team, and sacrifice for the community. Now let's rewind back to last year. 1 year ago, we were just a small team of 3 guys trying to make it. I wasn't making any money. Alex was working a 9 to 5, and neither of us were happy. That's when we decided to double down. That's when we decided to raise the bar. What does raising the bar mean? Well, when you raise the bar, you set new standards. You hold yourself accountable for bigger goals. You can't be afraid to change. See? We could have just kept doing what we were doing. Could have stayed comfortable and kept moving forward slowly. But we decided to raise the bar and aim for excellence instead of mediocrity. See, most people are afraid to raise the bar. They're afraid to dream big because they've been taught their whole lives that someone will be there to catch them when they fall. But I'm sorry to break it to you, but no one is coming to save you. No one is coming to give you handouts. The only person who is going to get you where you want to go is you. When you raise the bar, you stop making excuses, stop blaming others, and you stop relying on luck. When you raise the bar, you accept responsibility for everything that happens in your life. You understand that you have the power to create the life you want. And if you don't have the power to do it today, then you go out and learn the skills necessary to do it tomorrow. It's called personal growth. Raising the bar also means learning how to handle success. Most people aren't prepared for success, and when it comes, they fail. Why? Because they're not used to it. Think about a farmer planting a seed. The farmer knows that the seed will grow into a plant, but he's not attached to the plant. He's not worried if the weather is too hot or too cold, if it rains or doesn't rain. The farmer just knows that the seed will grow into a plant. That's what you need to be like with your goals. Don't be attached to the outcome. Be attached to the process. Here's something else that we've learned. Success comes in waves. You may have days when nothing goes right. and it seems like you're doomed to fail. But then out of nowhere, everything starts going your way. You close one deal after another, and you feel like you're on top of the world. These are the good days. You need to enjoy the good days while they last, but you can't let them change you. Stay humble, stay hungry, and keep your eye on the prize. Finally, you should raise the bar because it's the only way to truly test yourself. We can sit here all day and talk about how great you are, but the only real test comes when you put yourself out there and take risks. The only way to find out if you're truly great is to compete against the best. It's easy to be average. It's hard to be great. But if you want to be successful, you must do things that most people are unwilling to do. So here's my challenge for you. Raise the bar. Set new standards for yourself and stick to them, no matter what happens. When you do this, you'll find out what you're really made of. And if you stick with it long enough, you'll eventually get to where we are today. Now, I want you to pause this video and write down in the comments below why you're grinding. Write down the reason you're watching this video. Now, if you're watching this video, I know you're a winner. I know you have what it takes to succeed. I just want you to remember why you started. I want you to remember why you're grinding. If you're struggling, if you're feeling like it's not worth it, remember that feeling and write it down below. Here's why I'm grinding. Here's why I'm hustling. Here's why I'm putting in the work. Take a moment and really think about it. Then write it down below. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day grind and lose sight of the big picture. So take a step back and ask yourself why you're doing what you're doing. If you're not clear on your purpose, then take some time to figure it out. Once you have a clear understanding of why you're grinding, write it down and keep it somewhere you can see it every day. This will be your reminder when times get tough and you need motivation to keep going. I know you're capable of achieving greatness. I know you have what it takes to be successful. But you need to believe it. You need to have faith in yourself. You need to know your why. So thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Thank you for supporting us, and most importantly, thank you for believing in yourself. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you really liked it, subscribe to the channel. Also, you'll receive a copy of my book, The Slight Edge, which details exactly how to get from where you are to where you want to be in life. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.